Hey, Anden, this is Coach Bott from the Hitting Clinic the other night. I wanted to take a shot at your video here and just tell you, first of all, you've got a very good swing. For a kid your age, you swing the bat very well. I know I've never seen you play a game, but from what I can see, I've been around baseball a long time, and you do a lot of things very well in your swing. But I just want to offer you a few pointers because I think I can help you out with some of these details, because as you grow and as you get older and start to see better pitching, you know, some of these things in your swing might start to actually work against you. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. It's just me looking ahead to the future here, because pitchers are going to get better. But my guess would be right now there aren't too many pitchers giving you a hard time. But first things first, and I want to talk a little bit about when you're doing tee work. And this isn't something that I would necessarily bring up to anybody else, but you're clearly an advanced hitter, and you need to know this. So, judging by the angle, I don't know this to be 100% true, but I'm fairly certain because I saw Coach Odom move the tee. Really, anytime you work on tee work, you don't want to work with the tee off the front of your leg like this. This isn't, again, this is just my opinion. This isn't really helping you out a whole lot, because all this is teaching you is how to hit a mistake pitch. And you can already hit mistake pitches. It's obvious. So I would like to see, personally, have this tee back in this area a little bit. Let me draw a circle. It'll be a little easier. I'd like to see the tee back in this area a little bit, just inside your front knee. And what that's going to help you do, that's going to help you be stronger at contact, because if you're doing everything correctly in your swing, and you're doing many things well in your swing, you're going to have to learn to hit the ball off the front leg, closer to your front leg. That's too far away. You don't want to reinforce hitting mistakes. You want to work on hitting pitchers' pitches, and that's what that's going to allow you to do. You want the ball to be a little deeper in the zone. So the first things first, we've got to do a better job of setting up the tee for you. It needs to be closer to the inside part of your front knee. Bottom line. Hitting the tee out in front of you that's not going to do you any good, and you can see it in your swing. It was just too easy for you, and we've got to challenge you to begin with. So I will definitely make it a point the next time I see you, maybe to show this to you. Second thing, and you use your lower half very well, but I want to point out something that is a little concerning, and you're making up for it right now, and it's not that big of a deal. Because you're a very good athlete, but going forward, as you see pitchers that are going to be a little better, look at this knob of the bat, okay, and look at barrel position. All right, barrel's back behind your head, and I know a lot of guys at the professional level, excuse me, get away with this, but you got to understand, professional hitters are big, strong, developed men, and they can get their hands. And they generate enough power with their hips for their hands to come through the zone at a pretty high velocity. You're going to get there someday, but right now what I would like to see for pitchers that are maybe throwing a little harder, they get this knob of the bat pointed down towards the catcher's feet a little bit more. So you got to figure the umpire is probably back in here. His face is probably back in here somewhere. If he can see the size of that bat, that's no good. Okay? Because that tells me that barrel position is going to be back in here, and we don't want that, where I have it circled there. We want to get more of that knob of the bat facing the catcher's feet, okay? Get the barrel a little bit more vertical. And what that's really going to allow you to do is avoid this arm bar action, okay? Right here. That arm is straight and locked out. And it's okay if it's a little straight, but I'd like to see more of an angle, a little bit more bend in that front elbow. Okay, again, you don't want to get in a habit of using too much hands. I take an opinion that hitting is all about how much you turn, and it has very little to do with your hands. I know that coaches want to talk about hands. I go the other way. I talk about turn, because I think it's all about how you turn and how you get this belly button going to right field. I really think that's what it's all about. Okay, and the quicker you can learn that motion, master that motion, the better you are. All right. What I would tell you to do here in the early going, if you can take a baseball in your backyard and just put that baseball, I know this is going to sound funny, but put that baseball in your armpit right here. So you put it in your armpit, and as you move through your swing, if that baseball falls out of your armpit and onto the ground, that is because this arm has straightened out and has what we call barred. You don't want that. In order to keep that baseball in your armpit, you're going to have to keep the same shape of your elbow the entire time through the swing. Okay? And I know this might be a little confusing. It is a little difficult to explain without having some time to spend with you. So maybe next time you're in HitZone with your dad or whomever, I can sit down and talk to you about this if I happen to be there. But I really think going forward that is going to help you out a lot, because you do use your body very well. Don't get me wrong, you have a great swing. For how old you are, your swing is phenomenal. And you're clearly probably always the best player on your team. But I think going forward and projecting this out a little bit, this is where you might start running into some issues. This arm bar is going to cause you to be a little late on some better pitching and better fastballs. Okay? But it's easy to fix. So try that baseball in your front armpit, and if you start to rotate and that baseball falls to the ground, you know you're using way too much of your hands, way too much of your arms, and you've got to get more of a turn and more of an angle on that front arm. Okay? Please, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Give me a call. You can get a hold of your dad can get a hold of Brian at the HitZone. He has my phone number. But I'd love to help you out with this issue because you've got a bright future in baseball. Okay? So it's good to have you at the clinic. I hope to see more of you very soon. Take care.